Aside from the fact that it was just blatant anti-blackness, what is so unclassy about brown lip liner and clear/nude gloss? If you take a good look at my lips, they're brown and pink. So what is so unnatural about me putting brown and pink on my lips? Non-black people are inventing new ways to say ghetto in record timing.
I'm allowed to sit down, I'm allowed to sit down, even for things most people do standing. I'm allowed to alter the task at hand to make it less physically demanding.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Today I'm going to show you what's elegant and what's not elegant. This hairstyle is elegant. This is not elegant. She has her hair in her face. You don't want to resemble this blackie, this person, because this is pure elegance. Her skin, her jewelry.
Employees are no longer allowed to quit.
This is a PSA for Gen Alpha. When you start getting into the workforce, you're gonna need to know just a couple things. The 2-week notice system is built off of nothing. It is boomer oingo boingo honor system bullshit. If your job is treating you poorly, you don't have to do anything. The only time that you probably should give a 2 weeks notice is if you like all of the people that you work with, especially the managers, and you are leaving due to completely separate reasons, like you're moving, for example. Now, important note, some managers will try to allude to some kind of consequence if you do this. That's called a vague threat. It's a complete lie. Don't listen to it. Now, one thing that they're going to kind of hold over you is, oh yeah, you can't use this job as a reference because we're going to say that you quit. Get a fake phone number, put the fake phone number, and when they call the fake phone number, just don't answer it. Boom. Also, ending note, an important thing that everyone should know, it is always fine to talk about wages with other employees. If your managers say that you can't, that's illegal. You can always talk about your wages with other employees. And that's part of the National Labor Relations Act. Read the National Labor Relations Act of 1935. You have rights. Know them.
Today I went to go see the Barbie movie with my girlfriend, and as we're walking outside of the movie theater, my girlfriend gets catcalled. And usually when my girlfriend gets catcalled, I have 3 courses of action. Number 1, we ignore the catcall because not every action deserves a response. Number 2, I act like the people are catcalling me. We'll walk past the group of guys. They'll be like, damn, mommy, you look good. I'll turn around. I'll be like, thank you, papi. And this short circuits their brain. Their mouth is agape. They'll be like, they can't believe what they just heard. And I usually have a good laugh about it with my partner and we walk away. But there is a third option, and it involves murder. I'm just playing, that's not an option. But the third option does involve throwing hands, and I want to be very clear. I am self-aware. I know I'm built like a churro. I know I'm like 12 pounds, and the only fight I've ever been in is in Super Smash Bros. But that won't stop me from tickling a motherfucker. Because imagine this, you get in a fight with me, you go to throw a punch and I just start tickling your armpit. What are you gonna do? You're gonna fall to the ground and giggle. And how mean and menacing can you look when you're on the ground giggling because I'm tickling your armpit? And it's not just your armpit. I will take off your shoe, take off your sock, and tickle your bare foot because I'm loco. You don't know what I'm gonna do. The moral of the story is don't catcall people because you're gonna fuck around and find out. And by find out, I mean get tickled.
Elegant. Not elegant. Elegant. Not elegant. Elegant. Not elegant.
Did you know that 1 in 2 black girls
will experience hair discrimination before the age of 10. Did you know that 66% of Black women have altered their hair just to allegedly fit into more professional settings? For whatever reason, Black hair continues to be a political subject. So much so that we have to create laws now to eliminate hair discrimination. And here you come with your video playing into those stereotypes that says Black hair is unkempt, tacky, unprofessional, or as you say, not elegant. Also, notice the styles that she picked as not elegant. Two of them in particular, the Afro puffs and the Bantu knot, are cultural styles. So what is she saying about Black culture when she thinks 2 of the 3 of our styles aren't elegant? Like we care though.
Elegant. Not elegant.
I see that your video is no longer up. I don't know if you took it down or it got removed, but either way, you owe the Black community an apology expeditiously. You said in your comment section that you would not be apologizing because you were trying to be inclusive. I don't know, maybe our definitions of inclusivity are different, because when I'm trying to be inclusive, I don't perpetuate harm to the community I'm trying to include. Either you are completely ignorant to the ways in which Black people and Black women specifically have historically been and continue to be policed for their natural hair, or you are aware and you made the video anyways. So which is it? Every hairstyle that you showed in your video was beautiful. Since when are Bantu knots not elegant? Styled puffs can't be elegant? Also, who are you to decide what elegant is, especially when it comes to Black hair? You are so far out of your lane. Please take the exit. Every single style that you showed not only requires a great amount of skill and time, sometimes hours to execute, but is also a hell of a lot more intricate and elegant than that low ponytail that you're sporting. Not to mention that those hairstyles are not just a way for Black people to express themselves, but are literal protective hairstyles to protect their hair from breakage because they have a different texture than you and I. In the year 2023, Black women are still discriminated against for how their hair naturally grows out of their head, but us white women can spend 30 seconds throwing a messy bun on top of our head, and that is considered corporate job approved. Your video perpetuates that Black hair is unkempt, is not elegant, and you flippantly spread it to your 317,000 followers. Listen to the Black women who are calling you out. Take accountability, issue an apology, and learn and grow from this. Your intent may have not been to cause harm, but your impact very much did. Be better.
I have to ask the timeline. In the year of our Lord, 2023, what do you all think the cancel tilt is? Let's ask the class, what do you all think it is during, or what people think is after, a mass death and disabling event, which is following almost line by line what happened after the 1918 flu pandemic. We have seen the increase in the obsession with quote-unquote perfect bodies, fitness. We are on the precipice of a great market crash, just like in the 1930s. What happens after that? Now, let me ask you again. What do you all think the cancel tilt is? What happened after and during a mass economic decline after a mass death and disabling event? And then I want you to ask yourselves, what happens next?
I'm insecure about my hip dips. I don't understand. That's like the best part. I'm also insecure about when my thighs jiggle, or when I wear those thigh highs and it's puffy at the top. And that's the best part though. I don't understand. I like that part. Also, when I wear jeans and my love handles and tummy spill over the side, that's the best part. I don't understand.
I always forget just how many white women follow me until I make a post about a racial or cultural issue that is relevant to them. Because then I'm reminded not just about how white women will flip from we're all in this together, like I'm your woke ally, to an absolute raging monster the minute you say, hey, I wish you wouldn't do that, but just how many will flip. And then it hit me that when a lot of white women hear my content, they separate themselves from white, focus on the woman, and then think that somehow we're on the same plane. And so when I'm talking about white people, they find themselves somehow distanced from that in their heads. But when I call them out specifically, white women, they respond just like white men because they can't separate themselves because they've been called out practically by name. And now people who follow me are calling me racist, hateful, bitter, jealous, every name in the book. And not only is it fascinating to see just how flimsy y'all's allyship is, but it also completely explains why we live in the political landscape we're in now.
I said, Carl, what are you doing? And he told me to shut my fat ass up.
Sweetie girl, Melly swimming too. Baby swallowing wolf, very silly time, sweetest pleasure, drink it all, freedom solitude.
Good morning, bad news. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the best year to have been born and why our generation did not make the cut.
Millennials and Gen Z are the poorest generations in US history. Not only do they have less money than any generation before them at their age, but by comparison, they also have the lowest average wages, exponentially more debt, no financial mobility, statistically no savings in general, and for that matter, almost no benefits like healthcare or paid sick leave. At the same time, we're paying the highest rent and childcare costs in history, and nearly all members of both generations have been entering the workforce during the worst economic crises we've seen since the Great Depression.
The pathway to real estate or business ownership used to be very doable for the average person. Today, you need to be very lucky, very privileged, or willing to accept significantly worse living or working conditions to accomplish the same thing. Actually, more millennial households are in poverty than any other generation. Home ownership alone gives me so much anxiety. I feel like I accepted long ago that I'll probably never own a home, and like that actually kind of freaks me out.
I love the way it feels to be a hater. Something so.
The girl boy, not girl, not boys, who not girl, not boy, girl boy. Floger boy Lynn.
Can you touch Ophelia? Touch Ophelia. Yes, good boy. What's this called? Rock. What's this called? Block. What's this called? Spell. What color is this? Purple. What's that made of? Purple. What's this made of? Glass. What's this called? Glass. What's this called? What's this called? What? It's a book. What's this called? Sock. What color? Red. What's this called? It's made of glass. What's it called? What's this called? It's a bowl. Yes, it's a bowl. Good boy. You can't resist banging on the bowl. What's this book made of? Paper. What's this called? Sock. What's this made of? What's it made of? Metal. What's this called? This is a bowl. What's it made of? Glass. No. What's the bowl made of? Metal. That's right, good job. There's your pistache.